What's going on, everyone? Thanks for clicking on the video. Today we're going to be taking a look at Rage 2. Now before I jump into it, I know I'm a little late on this one, but I've been playing a ton of this game over the last week or so I figured I'd share my thoughts on it anyway and let you know if I think it's worth picking up. Now, Rage 2 is the sequel to id's 2011 post-apocalyptic open-world shooter, Rage, which actually received pretty average reviews by critics, but luckily it still managed to pick up enough fans throughout the years to warrant making this sequel. So cut to 8 years later and now we have Rage 2, except this time, instead of going in at it alone, id teamed up with Just Cause developer Avalanche Studios to bring us Rage 2, complete with a brand new gigantic open world, new vehicles, weapons, and of course, tons of enemies for you to shoot, push, and slam your way through. So I'm just gonna say this straight away. I don't remember having this much fun with a shooter since I played the 2016 Doom remake. And if you've been following this game, then you've probably heard it being compared to Doom before. And that makes sense because, well, it's true. Which is awesome because the gunplay in Doom was some of the best that we've seen since the original Halo. It's fast, fluid, and filled with countless bits of moment-to-moment non-stop action that really keeps you coming back for more. You start the game with only a pistol in hand, but by the end of it, you feel almost godlike with an arsenal of weapons and abilities that you can string together to take down entire bandit camps. Needless to say, Rage 2 definitely understands how to make you feel powerful. At times, it almost feels like a ballet dance. Go in with your assault rifle for long-ranged attacks, charge in and palm this guy, switch to the shotgun, and then blast them as they fly off into the air. It can really be a lot of fun trying to keep your rhythm going as you blast through enemies and plan your attack strategy as you go. It makes every time you jump into an enemy encampment feel like a unique experience because you can really go at it any way you want. Feel like dropping in from above on a drone? Sure, you can do that. How about just charging straight in with your car? Yup, you can do that too. Now, there isn't really a big variety of weapons, but the weapons you get are all upgradable with customizable skill trees that let you tinker with different playstyles. My personal favorite being the classic shotgun, which can be a real beast once you unlock some of its late game perks. The abilities, it seems, took a page straight out of Destiny's book. Almost every single time I pulled off a ground pound, threw down an arc shield, or hovered in midair while shooting, I immediately thought of how much Destiny these developers must have been playing while creating Rage 2. Which is not a bad thing at all, because the abilities really are a lot of fun to use. And like I said before, they complement the weapons very nicely, really adding to the overall experience of making you feel almost unstoppable. Now the map itself is really, really big. It's much bigger than the first Rage's map, but it's not breaking any record books. There's plenty of places to explore, locations to discover, and bandit camps to invade, but beyond that, Rage 2 doesn't really utilize its open world for any of its story missions, which is kind of surprising given the fact of how detailed and well made everything really is. It would have been awesome to see them just double down on the beautiful map that they created and incorporate some more of it with the story missions, but it seems like it's really just there to fill in the gaps between missions and to keep you playing after you completed the story. Luckily, there's a surprisingly wide variety of interesting vehicles that you can find along the way and use to get yourself around the wasteland. Everything ranging from doom buggies with machine guns to futuristic looking drones that can get you from point A to point B in no time. And it's crazy because driving around the wasteland really makes you feel like Mad Max, even more so than the actual Mad Max video game that came out a few years ago. The progression system is a little different here in that you don't actually level up your character, but rather you level up your alignment with different factions that you meet in the wasteland. The more missions you do for a particular faction, the more points you'll earn with them, allowing you to dump your skill points into each faction's unique skill tree, which in turn makes you much stronger. Now, I actually think this type of progression system works really well for a game like Rage 2, because it really encourages players to explore the open world on their own accord and probably find some cool things that they wouldn't have seen otherwise. The story itself can be a little cliche at times, but it makes sense and it fits into the world just fine. I mean, it definitely won't be taking home any awards for best narrative, but that's pretty easy to forgive when you consider the extremely superb gunplay and just overall fun factor this game has. Which is really what Rage 2 is all about. It's all about shooting with style and maximizing your environment so you can be as lethal as possible. If you enjoy fast-paced shooters like Doom and open-world RPGs like Borderlands, then there's a really good chance that you're gonna love Rage 2. It takes some of the best mechanics from the shooter and action RPG genres and seamlessly blends them together to create an overall exciting and enjoyable experience. I clocked in at about 12 hours before I rolled credits on Rage 2, but I still plan on going back and finishing up all the stuff I missed along the way because it's just that much fun. So those are my thoughts on Rage 2, but now I want to hear yours. Are you playing Rage 2 right now? Have you already beaten it? If so, what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, please remember to like it and subscribe for more videos just like this one. Thanks and have a great day.